evening, my fellow entities, and welcome to the Lair of Filmeru. Tonight we are going to be doing Scrooged, a 1988 American Christmas fantasy comedy with Bill Murray. Oh my god, guys, let me just say, compared to this, it makes Daffy Duck's version of A Christmas Carol look like a Office special, or I don't know, it makes it look like Miracle on 34th Street, because this movie, compared to that one, oh my god, it is the least subtle thing you could watch, which makes me a bit surprised on how it lost to Beetlejuice for an Academy Award that year for Best Makeup. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's modern at best for an 80s movie. It's definitely new. I mean, it's turning Scrooge into some TV exec who is willing to kill people for views, willing to treat everyone like crap because his girlfriend wants to help the poor, and just, I mean, I get it. Scrooge wasn't that good of a guy, but at least he didn't rip an old woman out of a cab just so he could go get some drinks. Like, what the hell? I mean, I get it. This is Bill Murray, the guy that did Groundhog Day, the guy that did Ghostbusters. I mean, in fact, this movie's marketing basically only focused on Bill Murray because of his role in Ghostbusters. I mean, that shows how popular the guy was in the 80s, and this is the late 80s, but the worst part is, it's just not very subtle for a Christmas Carol remake. I mean, I like the idea of the modern take of the ghosts. I like the taxi driver as the past ghost. But the guy's like one of those stupid drunk uncles that will do nothing but hurt you, do nothing but just drag you along on one of his drunk rants. The Ghost of Christmas Present in this one, what the hell? I mean, don't get me wrong, she's funny. She is really funny. But her entire gimmick is physical gags, like punching Bill Murray in the nuts, punching him in the face, slapping him, giving him a raspberry on the stomach. Like, you're doing that on TV? I mean, again, it's funny, it's okay, but instead of really making me laugh, it makes me wonder what the hell the writers were on. The more subtle one is the Ghost of Christmas Future, where he's your typical quiet ghost. He definitely looks like a more TV-esque TV production floor Grim Reaper with a TV for a face, and we do get a reveal of his chest when Bill Murray tries to prove that he's fake. It shows the demons from technically that are supposed to be with Christmas Present, that we kind of get a view of in A Christmas Carol, the greed and famine creatures that were in the Ghost of Christmas Present's robes during the original Christmas Carol. But it's like a short moment and then it's gone. I also kind of like the not so subtle way that they kill off Scrooge in the Vision, where we're used to him being dragged to a gravesite in many iterations, where he's looking down at his grave, and then he's getting dropped into the grave, usually into the pits of hell. Here, they kind of did an idea where they've got the casket, they're pushing it into a fire, and they're cremating him, and as he's trying to pull the casket away from the fire, he ends up getting himself in it, like getting teleported into it, and gets burned. But those are good. I like the subtlety of, like, seeing him happy. It's like your typical Christmas movie, except unlike the original Christmas Carol, it shows that this one, his name is Frank Cross. He grew up with a neglectful father and mother in a poor home where he was gifted meat for Christmas. And the only friend he ever really had was a TV. Where the original, it's, I think Scrooge had a family. He definitely had a sister, and he would go to a boarding school and, hang out with his friends, where here, this is much more sad. We also have the relationship that he had with Claire, the romantic interest in here, who helps people. She's very, she likes to volunteer at the local food shelter. She ends up leaving Cross because he decided his TV career was more important than her, and he just became too busy, which is typical for your usual Scrooge character. I didn't really like the little storyline with the one character. I'm trying to remember his... Elliot. Elliot is this weird-ass TV exec that Bill Murray ends up firing, and this causes his entire Christmas to get ruined. His wife leaves him with their daughter. He ends up on the street. He ends up drunk. It's like watching a poor man go down further into the hole, but in like 1 week. I mean, damn. The guy gets his jacket stolen. He gets sprayed with water by a truck. Like, this guy is having the shittiest day, and like, you're just beating on this guy. I mean, jeez. And the funny part is, the writers for this are the same ones that made, one of them, Mitchell Glazer made, the Superman movies, and Lost in Translation, Great Expectations, Saturday Night Live's, episode Junior Walker and the All-Stars, Rock the Casbah, where the other one, his name is Michael O'Donoghue, and he made, National Lampoons, most of the National Lampoon movies, and you put them together, and this is the weird shit that you get. Like, this... I know a lot of people say this is the modern Christmas Carol, that it was way before its time, that it was just... But it's weird as hell. I mean, they literally have Elliot go into the office before Frank meets the ghost of Christmas Future, and just wields around a shotgun, and it's like watching Looney Tunes. The less subtle ones. Like I said, the Christmas Carol version was a lot more subtle than this, and that's surprising for a Looney Tunes cartoon. But here, they're playing hide and seek while Elliot's trying to shoot Cross, and it's weird. Then we go into after the Ghost of Christmas Future, because we get the usual We see the widow, Carol, who's, she starts grieving over Frank, and she, gains all his money, but then, we see her in this really white, heaven-like place where she's just in black, all black, whining that thanks to Frank, she gave up being a volunteer and decided to throw away all the people that she was helping because he was apparently right that they were dragging her down. He also sees the homeless man that he refused to give $2 to, freezes to death in the sewers. It's just, this shit got a lot weirder than I expected. But no, after the Ghost of Christmas Future, we see Frank go back. He starts hugging and kissing and losing it on Elliot, promising... It's kinda, again, a much less subtle version of Bob Cratchit's forgiveness, where Scrooge is going to Bob Cratchit, telling him that he's getting a raise, telling him that he's becoming his partner. Here, it's pretty much the same thing, but it's just, like, weird as hell. Like, Bill Murray has finally lost his mind. Like, holy shit. He gives the guy a raspberry, he's climbing all over him, it's weird. But the sweeter part is, as soon as he goes downstairs, I guess Elliot holds the TV crew at gunpoint, so Frank goes on set, loses his mind, and then starts, at the risk of his job, starts praising Christmas and starts praising the entire production, the entire cast, and starts talking about how we need to be friends and family on Christmas, we need to look out for each other, he starts apologizing to Grace, he starts apologizing to James, the cast and crew, everyone that he's treated like crap, and it gets weird, and it's also confusing on who the Bob Cratchit character technically is supposed to be. I mean, again, we have Elliot, who's down on his luck, becomes poor as hell, loses his alcohol, loses everything, where then again we also have Grace, his personal assistant. Grace's family, who apparently is a lot more fun, a lot more accepting of each other, a lot more helpful, and we kind of have the Tiny Tim character with Grace's son in there, who doesn't really talk. He's kind of a mute for most of the show, most of the movie, till the end of the movie. So who truly is Bob Cratchit? Because he doesn't offer anything to Grace. He doesn't offer her anything other than I think he offers her a Christmas bonus, but her family just kind of plays the part of the family of the Cratchit family, and the son plays the part of Tiny Tim, but they don't really get as much recognition as the actual Bob Cratchit does, like Elliot does. And there's also that one production assistant in there that I kind of feel bad for because she just gets bowled over so much. One scene, she's getting hit in the head with a lamppost and getting knocked out cold. Another scene, she's getting bowled over by a barrel from the set. Just, this woman has had enough, guys. You're gonna beat on this woman because she doesn't like the show? It's weird. And that was the other thing for future. There's also apparently, because the one boy, the Tiny Tim character, can't speak, in the future, he ends up getting put into a mental hospital, wrapped up in a straitjacket. Like, what the hell? This... I mean, again, let me say it this way. We have Beetlejuice, who came out the same year and had Michael Keaton. This is Bill Murray. It just doesn't mix, because with Beetlejuice, that's funny, that's hilarious, that's goofy. It can get a bit over the top for the most part. It can get weird. But it makes it... It's just very much more subtle than Scrooged. Like, this is just balls to the wall crazy. I mean, we have, okay, let's think of the, restaurant scene from this show. I mean, this movie. We have Bill Murray in the restaurant, and as he's ordering a highballer, he looks into the glass of ice, and he sees an eyeball. Like, he's losing it. There's an eyeball there. Apparently he sees a guy on fire. He sees all this weird shit that no one else sees. And I get it. I get what you're trying to do. You're trying to make it look like the guy's crazy. He's losing his mind. He's just, after that first ghost, he's just like paranoid, scared. He's just having hallucinations, and he's just like, we're watching throughout this movie as Bill Murray's sanity just leaves him, and this is the least subtle movie, and I found some things funny, but it's like chuckle funny. Like, you're not really laughing, you're not really giggling, you're not really doing anything. You're just chuckling at, like, oh, I get that they did that. Okay, I get it. I mean, honestly, let's be honest. Let's end this here, and let me say, I am gonna have to give this at least a 7 out of 10. No, a 6.5 out of 10, because this is just like, this, it doesn't even feel like a Christmas Carol. I mean, they tried. It's there, the format's there, the story's there, pretty much, but it's just way too balls to the wall, stupid, crazy, nuts, and I just couldn't enjoy it as much as I wanted to. I kept on wondering, what the hell were the directors and the writers and Bill Murray on in this? Were they high? Were they stoned? Were they plain drunk writing this? Like, what the hell? So yeah, that's my review of Scrooge. Have a great night.